Here we have the all-new 2024 GMC Acadia. This one comes in the Denali trim level. This is a front-wheel drive version. Comes in ebony twilight metallic, and then we have the leather after dark interior. For the powertrain, we get a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And I saw this a few months ago at the auto show, and seeing it here in person looks even better. Front fascia there, LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights, and LED fog lights. And just a beautiful, beautiful front end here. Signature Denali grille. Just a very, very impressive look here. Here we get the premium 22-inch nickel aluminum wheels. I love those. Passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. And then to the door panel here, I love that we have the wood trim. I love the quilted stitching that we get here and throughout the vehicle. But we have our BOSE Performance Series sound system, memory seats, power door lock controls, power windows, power mirrors that power fold. Those do have blind spot monitors in them as well. And then we do have the power liftgate control here. This does have the AUTOSENSE liftgate, so we're gonna test that out here in a minute. Electronic parking brake, drive modes, auto stop. Hood release there, power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And here's the power driver's seat, 4-way power lumbar support. And again, the stitching, it really does make a big difference here. It makes this look that much more luxurious. Of course, Denali is embossed in the front headrest here. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. But before we check out the rear legroom, big shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Acadia today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But I'm just gonna go over the options here. I'll try to include the window sticker as well in the description. But this has the Denali Reserve package. And then we also have the Super Cruise package, and that's a $62,710 sticker price there. I will say the fuel economy is pretty impressive. But let's go ahead and hop in the back seat here. I'll make sure it's all the way back, which I don't think it is now. There we go. All right, so when the seat's all the way back, pretty good leg room here. Even with the panoramic sunroof, pretty good headroom as well. And that's what it looks like with the sunshade up. Seat back pockets are on both sides. Rear AC controls are here. 3-stage heated outboard seats, 2 USB-C charge ports, and then a 3-prong household plug-in, and a very deep pocket in here for storage. And then the bottle holders are here. And there's a view of the front from back here. And we're gonna get to that screen here momentarily. I'm gonna give you my thoughts on that. And there is the third row. So I'm gonna try and show you the space behind if I were to sit behind myself, because the room is not the best, and that's kind of to show you I really can't fit back here. But top tethers are there, and it's pretty easy to just fold that up. So as you can see, that seat can't come back on my legs, but again, I'm 6'3". USB-C charge ports on either side, as well as bottle holders. And sorry about the glare there from the camera. Let's see if I can get up here and get out. I will say I don't know where the clothes hangers are here, but oh well. Fuel fillers there. Now with the AUTOSENSE, what you want to do is you want to have the key fob in your hand and just kind of stand back here, get pretty close, and then it'll sense you and open up. I'm just not wanting to do that now. Oh well. Anyways, it's on, so I don't know what it's doing. It might be because the car is running. But I think it did on the Traverse. But that's just how those are. They're a little iffy. Top tethers here. Yeah, I don't know where you're supposed to hang your shirts, because I don't see any hooks. Now what's neat is we can power fold the third row when the seats are up far enough, and then we can power release the second row. And then you have vents up top there, which is nice to have. But yeah, the AUTOSENSE, you can see the traversal view I did. You're supposed to be able to just walk behind the vehicle and it'll sense you, and then it'll just open the lift gate on its own. But maybe there's a setting that came off or something. But the second row does fold flat, so you can fold everything flat and run longer objects up. And pretty easy to just snap it back into place. And then our front passenger seats here, we do get the 4-way power lumbar support here as well, so that's nice. Run through pocket here with a 12 volt if you want to put a small handbag or something there. And then here's the glove compartment. And again, the trim, love that. Very, very nice to look at. As we come back around to the front end, we're just going to take a quick look in the engine bay. Again, we get a 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, which I tested it out on the Traverse Z71, which had all-wheel drive, but that still felt pretty quick. And of course, all-wheel drive is optional here, but this one is just a front-wheel drive model. But let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So, leather wrap steering wheel here, Super Cruise indicator, Super Cruise sensor. There's the horn. Now over here to this new touchscreen, I will say this is very pretty to look at. It's actually, once you get used to it, it's pretty easy to use, makes sense. But this thing loves fingerprints. It will, watch this, touch right there. It's kind of hard to see with that there, but as I touch throughout the screen, you can see how easy it is to get the fingerprints going there. But ambient lighting is available, auto park assist. We get the dual zone automatic climate controls, which we can use either from this, well, from the screen here or down below on the screen here. And I will say, you do still get buttons if you want to toggle that there, which is pretty neat, or I can even use a screen there too. So that's pretty neat. Several ways to adjust, so depending on what's easiest for you, that's how you can use it. Again, it all makes pretty good sense. The graphics are very, very nice. Like, we can lock and unlock the rear AC. All of it makes sense again. And another thing I love is the shortcuts that we can put here throughout. So I can turn the lane keep assist on or off. Headlamp controls, very easy to get to. The controls themselves are very easy to get to. So if I want to turn the front lights on or off, the heads up display, if I want to fool with that, turn the whole system off, I can do that. And there's just so much that you can do here. Even the traction control can be turned on or off. And then you can get to your lights that way as well. So again, although it's all on the screen, it's very, very easy to use. Now for audio, AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth, we get CarPlay, Android Auto. Go to this My GMC app. And it's coming. Anyways, while it's doing that, here we have the 3-stage heated cool front seats for the driver front passenger. I'm gonna accept those. And then here you can schedule your service. You have plans you can manage, the store, owner's manual, all that's in there. And then for the cameras, you do get a lot of views there. We have the bird's eye view, backup camera, front camera there, curbside view, tow hitch view, all of that. So again, I like having, so for the AC controls, I can literally just hit this button on or off there. Defrosters have buttons, or again, you can just hit that there. Wireless charging pad there, a USB-C, USB-A input, and you can just stow all of that away and you get this nice looking kind of center console here, and you can just kind of lay, even if you want to lay like a bigger iPad or something there, you could. Bottle holders are there. And then your cubby space here, decent size removable trays there. These are your controls to slide the sunroof, tilt the sunroof, and then you also have your sunshade there. Hazards are here. You do get a sunglasses holder, a rear camera mirror. You turn on or off there. And there's that panoramic roof with the shade all the way back. And then I will just go ahead and slide it back. And I like how quiet the actual roof is. So that's one touch there. Then I hit it a second time and it goes back that far. But there's a look at the back seat from up here. And this really is just, it feels like a very luxurious SUV, which is what I would expect from the Denali version of the Acadia. There's a rear vanity mirror, or the front vanity mirror, excuse me. Now back to the steering wheel. We have our wipers there. Rear wipers are here, fluid for the rear wipers, and then for the front wipers, the fluid is right there. High beams can be toggled there, and we can flash here. And then for the shifter, pull down for drive when your foot's on the brake, pull forward for neutral, and then pull forward and up for reverse. So pull forward and down for drive. So it's one of those things you just get used to, but press that for park. Paddle shifters are behind the steering wheel, and then under those, you can go through your track list or radio station presets, or on the right side, volume up or down there. Now this does have Super Cruise, so we have the adaptive cruise there. You could turn on or off, cancel there. You do have your low gear there, so go there when you're in drive, and then you can use the limiter right in there. So you can turn that on or off, and then that's when you can use the paddle shifters that way. But when you're in cruise, again, you can turn that on and then adjust speed and then adjust the gap for the forward collision alert and the adaptive cruise there. And then when the adaptive cruise is on, Super Cruise can be turned on there. And then over to this side, Bluetooth controls, heated steering wheel toggle, voice recognition. Hit this to go through your audio sources. And then you can go through that there. And then you can also change the views of your gauge cluster right in here. So pretty neat. I like all the features you get. And then the heads-up display right in there. And again, you can adjust those settings in the screen. Push button start. Here's the key fob with remote start. And next, let's go ahead and take this 2024 GMC Acadia out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this 24 Acadia Denali, as I said earlier, you just get a very luxurious feel from the steering wheel to the screen to the trim. Everything just feels like it should for a vehicle that's bringing close to $63,000 sticker price. And the 2.5 turbocharged four-cylinder, it feels like it should. It's a 2.5 turbocharged four-cylinder, and that's how it gets up. But I will say, with the higher displacement as opposed to the 2-liter, it does feel like it does a better job getting up to speed than the 2-liter turbo that you can get in the XT6 or even in the outgoing Acadias. But the interior is very quiet so far. I like the sound acoustics from within the cabin. But I've got some space here, so I'm gonna give myself a little, and here we go. Now, I gave it very little throttle there. It's pretty impressed. And I said this about the Traverse when I reviewed it the other day. It's very impressive, the pickup you get here. So adaptive cruise is on now. And then I have the Super Cruise enabled here. So hands-free driving assistance. Very good system. And the sound acoustics, even at highway speeds, very good. I can hear this truck to my left a little bit, but for the most part, can't really hear anything else. And even with this having the bigger 22s, again, it's not really, if you were looking at going between the stock 18-inch wheels and the 22s, I'd say go with the 22s just because it's not going to make that big of a difference. And the 22s, these nickel aluminum wheels just make this pop, especially in this black. But I think the best thing about this powertrain setup is you get pretty good fuel economy for something that is relatively quick. Getting 20 miles per gallon city, 27 highway. Now to the drive modes, you do get tow haul, normal, sport, and then your snow and ice. So I'm gonna go into sport mode and just give it a little pull coming out of this corner. So very good throttle response. The shifts, even though they're snappier, they're not rough, which is pretty impressive because even in the older 3-row SUV lineups, it was a little rough when you kind of put your foot into it and try to get shifts. So I'm glad that that's a bit smoother there. The vehicle overall is just, and the same thing with the Traverse, they get up, but they're not extremely loud when they do so. But to the price point, I mean, this is a almost $63,000 sticker vehicle, but you get everything. You get the Super Cruise here, you get the panoramic sunroof. Love the new infotainment system and how the AC controls are integrated, and you still have buttons if you don't want to use everything touchscreen. Heated steering wheel, heated cooled seats, the drive modes, the rear camera mirror. You just get everything here. And then you also get something that rides very well, drives very well, and it does feel like a Denali should feel. From the looks on the outside to the quilted stitch leather on the inside to the added features you get, like having that AUTOSENSE power liftgate, which I cannot get to work, of course, but I'm gonna try to make another video, a shorter something, to show how that works, as well as a few other features. But still very impressed by, most of all, the exterior styling of this thing. It's beautiful to look at in person. But it does everything like it's supposed to do. And this will bring me to the end of my review of this all-new 2024 GMC Acadia Denali.